All right, here's our next example. We have a decimal and we have a fraction. So let's turn this fraction into a decimal. 9/40 is equivalent to 0.225. You take 9 and divide it by 40. Now we need to get 0.4 to be a fair comparison, so we need to get it to have the same place value, the same amount of digits. So because this number had 3 digits after the decimal point, we needed to make this one have 3 digits after the decimal point. So we added 2 zeros after the decimal so that they have a fair chance to be compared. Starting with the whole numbers, they are both zeros, so we cannot use them for comparison. But we can use the tenths place. We have a 4 and a 2. Those are different digits, so we can use that to compare. Again, I like to look for the number that is bigger. 4 is a larger number. I just need to make sure if our numbers are positive or negative. Our numbers are positive, so that means big is still big, and we can compare accordingly. So that means 0.4 is greater than 9/40. So we will use the greater than symbol to compare them. Our next example, we have 2 3/4 and 2.624. We have one decimal and one mixed number. I'm going to go ahead and turn this mixed number into a decimal. There's a few different ways to turn mixed numbers into decimals, but the way we've been doing it in class is multiplying 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3, so 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 divided by 4 gets you 2.75. Now we need to make sure we have a fair comparison. 2.624 has 3 digits after the decimal point. This one only had 2, so I added a 0. Our whole numbers were both 2s, so we could not use them to compare. So let's take a look at our tenths place. Our tenths place we can use, we have a 7 and a 6. They are different. So now I like to find the number that is larger. 7 is larger. I need to check to make sure if our numbers are positive or negative before I make a final decision. As I look, our numbers are positive, so I can stay in the positive world and in our positive mindset. And we have big numbers are still big, so 7 is larger. So 2 3/4 is greater than 2.624. So I will use my greater than symbol. Our last example is negative 4 1/3 and negative 10/3. So I'm going to turn both of them into a decimal. So negative 4 1/3 turns into negative 4.3, and that 3 is repeating. And then negative 10/3 is negative 3.3, and that 3 is repeating. So we can use that line over the top of the 3 as the repeating symbol. For this example, our whole numbers are different, so we can use them to compare. Again, I'm going to look for the larger number. In this situation, 4 is the larger number. But before I make my final decision, I do notice that these numbers are negative. So I have to think in the opposite mindset, the negative world. The bigger the negative, the smaller it is. So since 4 is the bigger number, but it's negative, it's really the smaller number, which makes this one our bigger number. So for this one, I need my less than symbol.